Hi there, this is William Encolada, and this is my magazine. The name of my magazine is Queen, and the issue that we'll be talking about is relationships. The design approach of my cover page was to keep it very simple, yet it still have that magazine look into it. That's why I only use an image in the background and then added the frame, because I think that gives it a magazine look. Either way, if I didn't use it, it would look very plain. So for my introduction pages, I know lots of people have been using an ad. Um, Personally, I didn't want to do this because I felt like it was too fast to for the reader to have an ad right away. I wanted the reader to focus first on what is this Queen magazine. That's why I added an image, and then I I kept going with the editor's letter and then the contents. After this, I actually start introducing the information articles, ads, and all the content that I have for this magazine. As you can see, the colors that I use for my magazine are very vibrant colors. I did try to make sure to stay in the rainbow color palette and change the shades of these colors. For my editor's letter, sorry, I wrote just two small paragraphs just for the user to get to know me and also to learn why I'm writing and talking about this magazine. For every article, I try to have a cover page. For example, for this one, the article is Love Enough. And against using one page, I did use two just because of the illustration approach I had. I do think it has lots of contrast between the typefaces and the colors, and it looks really good. I did add lots of images, and I did try to make sure that all the images look together for each article, just to have that cohesive look, and for the reader to difference each article. The typefaces that I use for my paragraphs and content were Garamond and Helvetica. I used Garamond for articles that had more sensitive and serious topics, and Helvetica for topics that weren't that serious, and I wanted to add that more straightforward uh, look into it. This is one of the sponsors I made. I did use both pages because I wanted to make this sponsor very bold, very vibrant, and making sure that the user sees this sponsor. Um, this is a sidebar sponsor. I kept it very simple, straightforward, um, and that's it. Here is the second sidebar. For this article, I didn't want to add lots of information to it. I just wanted to grab all the movies and display them here so the user just knows what movies are top of the LGBT movies to watch. And this way they can write it down and Google it right away and watch them or get the information. This is one of my favorite pages. I did use a different display with the content, and I do think that I created lots of contrast between the colors and the images that I use. I normally think that having a picture as background for content can make can make it very difficult to read. However, this background I think is perfect for the text, and the reader is able to read it, and it looks great. Overall, the style that I approach for this magazine was very fun, very informative, staying through to the topic. I made sure that all my articles were about relationships, and especially in the LGBT community. use the same colors throughout and the same fonts throughout. Um, I just wanted to have this very aesthetic, you could say, queer vibe, and I think I accomplished that. For the back cover of this magazine, I used a different image that was similar to the front cover. Um, I did not have lots of content to add here, so I just researched a love relationship quote and added it here, with the information of the magazine and a barcode. Overall, I am very pleased and proud of the final product of this magazine. I do think that it stays true to myself, my style, and how I wanted this to look like. Um, I'm very glad we got to work in this kind of assignment because it did teach me a lot and I have learned a lot about myself too. I hope everybody enjoys this as much as I do and can read throughout all this magazine. Uh, Hope you have a good day and thank you.